No straps, raw, just as God intended. Hey y'all, Zach here. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about what your barbell row says about you, high school edition. Before we get into today's video though, I would like to quickly shout out my workout program. Again, this is a program I designed myself and it helped me get to a 405 bench, a 635-pound deadlift, and a soon to be 500-pound squat, all naturally. And again, all for the price of $5. All right, back to today's video. So getting straight into it, if you are doing 95 pounds, that's a 25 on each side of the bar, you're pretty damn strong. I'm assuming you are either in junior high about to go into high school, or you're a freshman or possibly even sophomore, right? 95 pounds for someone who probably doesn't work out or first time into working out, you have a lot of potential, right? You're probably in the above average category and you probably have some, background in athletics or sports, right? And if you're doing this for the first time, your potential is, just pretty much a lot, right? You have obviously more in the tank. So that's 95 pounds, getting straight into it. Now I want to do probably 135. We'll do one bar on each side. If you're doing 135, you're pretty damn strong, especially as a kid, right? I want to say you are a freshman, maybe going into sophomore year, or maybe you're even a sophomore. This puts you in a pretty high category, right? I'm immediately assuming you either do powerlifting for fun, your dad probably got you into powerlifting, or you're just really into athletics, right? And you want a stronger back. And you've heard from, many people, especially like, old school bodybuilders that, hey, barbell rows are the thing to do and you should be listening to them because I wish I did earlier. And if you're doing 135, yeah, you're above average, well above average. Especially if this is your, first time doing it, your potential is also just insane. Like maybe by the time you are senior, you might be at 275 or 225. That places you in a pretty high echelon, right? Okay, so now we're going to get into 185. If you're 185, I want to go ahead and immediately assume that you're probably like a sophomore, your second year in high school, or you're a junior. 185 is insane amounts of weight. I mean, there's some grown men who can't do 185 themselves. And for grown men, it's considered intermediate to almost advanced. And if you're doing this in high school, you're pushing some weight that most grown men aren't doing, right? Especially if you're doing this with strict form. If you're doing this with strict form as a kid, yeah, you're probably very, very well adversed into bodybuilding, well adversed into powerlifting, and you just have a good community around you, right? Who probably been showing you some stuff, teaching you some stuff. And again, you probably play football or some high contact sport or just straight powerlifting in general, right? Now we're going to get into 200 pounds. If you are doing barbell 200 pounds, I don't know what the hell you're eating in your Lunchables, but you are insanely impressive, right? I want to assume you're a senior, but there's some kids in Texas who look like they just got off a D1 scholarship, right? So honestly, I don't even know anymore. But if you're doing 200 pounds barbell row, you're impressive as fuck, right? You're strong as shit. Your back is probably very well developed for a kid, and you could probably mog some dudes who been weightlifting or weight training for a while, right? Especially in the bodybuilding side of things, right? I'm curious to see what the hell your back looks like. It's probably very etched and very detailed, right? Now getting into 225. If you're doing 225 strict, wow, you're strong as fuck, dude. You're really, really strong. I don't even know what to say. Like, how long have you been training? Have you been training since, I don't know, you were like in middle school? Like, what the hell is going on? How the hell do you get to 225 freaking barbell row? I mean, statistically speaking, like, it's pretty rare, very rare among grown men, and you're barbell rowing 225? Now I gotta ask, are you on the PEDs, bro? Are you on the juice? Like, dude, if you're doing that, keep doing what you're doing, unless you're doing, performance enhancing drugs, and stop that. But if you're natural, then shit, bro, you got some scholarships coming your way. All right, now let's get into 275. I mean, shit, if I was asking you if you were on performance enhancements before, then I'm kind of like immediately assuming you are now. Again, most grown men aren't freaking rowing 275. I mean, statistically speaking, this is a top tier lift, right? It's pretty damn near advanced. No, it is advanced, and it's almost on the brink of elite, right? Especially depending on your body weight. Like if you're under 200 pounds doing this, yeah, bro, flag on you, because we're gonna have to. We might have to do a blood work test, man. Really, 275 is just downright diabolical. Again, probably been training for a long ass time, and you have a probably good circle around you, a lot of dedicated trainers around you who probably seen your potential before, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna help you build from the bottom up, right? And if you probably have really good damn genetics, above average genetics to say the least. And now we're gonna do 315. And we're gonna stop it at 315, because if you're doing more than 315, bro, I'm gonna have to call the cops on you, right? 315 with strict form. I mean, shoot, I'm a person who could deadlift 635, right? And the first thing I got to was a 315 barbell row, first time trying. And that was the bare minimum for me, because I was like, I'd hope I get to this, right? And it wasn't even with perfect form. I'll have that right here. Oh, your boy's still sick, and we're gonna try this with no straps. So, fuck it, let's ball. Oh, dude. Fuck. It wasn't even with the best form. It looked pretty good for my first time, but it wasn't even with the best form. But if you're doing strict form 315, dude, you're probably on the juice. I want to know what you look like. You're probably 200 plus, probably even 250 plus. Shit, maybe even on the brink of 300. Like, what the hell do you even look like? You're probably built like a cannonball. I mean, unless you're under 250 plus and you have striations. Bro, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Like, hop off the gear, right? But jokes aside, if you are natural, this puts you on the upper echelon. I mean, statistically speaking, 315 is elite, especially if you're like in the low 200s to under 200 pounds. Fucking insane, bro. 315 as a kid in high school, like you have to be a senior. I'm assuming you're on the football team, you're varsity, of course, and you have multiple D1 offers, right? Especially if you're taking weightlifting seriously. But that's today's video. Let me know if you're in high school and how much you guys can barbell row. I'm curious to know if anyone's doing more than 315. Like, what the fuck? I might have to actually call the cops on you, bro. Because at this point, you're a grown-ass man in football pads playing against other little kids, bro. That's not fair. But anyways, that's today's video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.